Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, you know this does not work without you guys. Well, that's a wrap on the 2019 season. It's now 2020. Great Super Bowl game last night. My prediction, I said it was going to be a blowout. I said 34-14. Well, it was 31-20. But, wow. Today, everything will disappear down here. And man, I didn't get to sleep till about 3 o'clock this morning, and we're headed back downtown because all that stuff we put together and used for the last 2 weeks is going to be packed up and shipped out with everything else that's here at the Super Bowl. And by tomorrow, there will be no evidence that there was a Super Bowl here. It's amazing. So I'll show you some of that when we're downtown. So one of the things I talked about, and in fact I said last Thursday, could be the day that changes the NFL. The NFL on Thursday ended up presenting to the Players Association an outline for a new collective bargaining agreement. And in this collective bargaining agreement things, a couple of things I've been saying all along. The owners want to have those extra games because that's a boatload of money. Players don't want that. But see, it's a give and take. So the Players Association and the NFL will get together sometime in the next couple of weeks in an undisclosed location to discuss this, because this deal is close. It's looking like it's going to be a 10-year deal. The players really don't want that 17 games, but it's one of those things that the deal would be for 10 years. If they get this thing done now, it will benefit everybody right now, because some of the things will go in practice this season. And some of those things are, which could definitely affect things that happen with the Dallas Cowboys. One, a bigger piece of the pie for the players. The NFL looks at this and says, if we get that 17th game, it might be another $2 billion a year. So we say, we get an extra $200 billion. Let's say we bump up the compensation that goes to the players. We give them, say, an extra, 5% or something. Let's say it's $500 million more that goes to the players. Okay, that's all right. We're giving more of percentages of the money, but we got more money to get from. So the owners are ecstatic about that. And if you're the players, you say, well, you know what? There's going to be more money directly right now this year on the salary cap. And I'm in contract negotiations right now. So it might be an additional $10, $15 million on the salary cap. So if you're Pat Mahomes, if you're Deshaun Watson, if you're Dak Prescott, that gives a little bit more room to get that big ass deal. And it also makes you realize too that if they're getting more money this year, then it means it's more money for next year. And that means, we got extra money, so we can try and hold on to Byron Jones. We can get Amari Cooper's deal done. We get Dak's done, and we still have money to sign other people. This is where it will definitely affect the Dallas Cowboys right now and how they do negotiations. And this is the reason why the Chiefs want to wait until after after the deal is done to do their deal. And this is why Deshaun Watson wants to wait to get his deal done until after Pat Mahomes does, because now that Pat Mahomes is Super Bowl MVP, winning the Super Bowl for Kansas City, this is going to be Russell Wilson all over again. Russell Wilson won that Super Bowl, got the big dollars. So that's one of the things that affect the Cowboys. Another benefit for the players is it's a 10-year deal. So for the next 10 years, you're getting more compensation, which of course, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. Who would complain about having more money? Other things that directly could affect the Dallas Cowboys is substance abuse. And I told you guys this over and over again, because I said, listen, the NFL owners are going to have to toss some things to the players the way that they like. So you understand the last labor agreement, the nuggets that were tossed to the players, or at least to the veterans, were shorter training camps, doing away with 2-a-days. Okay, so if you're an older guy that's been in the NFL, you're like, man, I hate practice. Man, We talking about practice, not a game now. We talking about practice. You mean we can go ahead and have 15 padded practices for training camp? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll give away a little more for that. I'll be happy for that. Well, the nugget that's being tossed right now is easing on substance abuse. You know? So the whole thing, you can't stay off the weed, won't matter. They already started doing this. You see, you got to understand, looking at the big picture, and I've been telling you this stuff for a while, because beginning of this past season, the NFL and the NFLPA started to do studies on the effects of marijuana and brain trauma. We're going to do a study and check it out and all that. That was the opening of the door. Then, of course, other leagues started saying, we're not testing for weed anymore. And as it's become more accepted societally, they're changing, evolving with the times, just like integration of football. It used to be, until 1948, it was an all-white NFL. And in 1948, the Rams, I guess it was LA then, ended up getting the first black player. So things change and evolve over time, as society does. So that's one of those benefits. And then maybe, I don't know, who knows where Randy Gregory is as far as wanting to play football. But if he does, and guys like Antoine Woods, who was busted for having weed, it's not an issue, or won't be an issue, and directly affects the Dallas Cowboys. Another thing would be player suspensions and fine schedules would be reduced and changed. So all of those things that happen on the field or off the field and things like that, Odell Beckham would definitely be happy, because Lord knows he got fined left and right. So these are things that the NFL is trying to give the players, that the players are earning. Let me not say give, because all that money is earned because of the players. Let's face it, nobody's going to see Jerry Jones play a football game. Those players earn that money. So this is where it has to be a give and take. Now, as far as talking to the people that I know, they're like, we do not want it. That's a non-starter. None of the players want to add another game. But you say, well, we play one more game, I might get another $1 million or $2 million this year. Might be more on-field celebrations. Might be getting them a little bit off my back. If I want to go smoke some weed, I can go smoke some weed. One more game versus all these right here. And the bottom line is, the NFL and the NFLPA realize there is more money for everybody. And it's just a matter of how we get along. But seeing Robert Kraft at the NFLPA party and not hearing people in the news and things talking about how bad it is and the contentious deal that happened or before, we won't be headed for a lockout. They'll get this thing worked out, and the owners, you can bet, will have a 17-game season. So that may be one of the reasons why Dak Prescott deal is not done yet. They're trying to get this thing worked out. And if you're that player on the team that's a team leader, and you look at this and say, you know what? It's going to be a big pile of money right now added to this cap. Shh, I want it. And oh, by the way, that also means that the value of contracts, and as we look at like DeMarcus Lawrence deal being signed last year, as we look at Zeke Elliott's deal and things like that, when the salary cap explodes, and believe me, it will explode, I bet you, this is my rough guess, okay? This is my rough guess. The cap is already set to go up $10 million. I guarantee you that if this deal gets signed, that the cap will probably go up about $20 million. So that means, as we start looking at that, the next year, when they start putting in that casino money, when they start putting in that new television deal money, I say within 3 years, the salary cap will be over $250 million. Well, I got to get downtown, give you guys a look at the disassembling of a Super Bowl city. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you soon.